Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Elias and welcome back to Project Ozone 2. In the last episode, we went through there to the Aether and yes, and we did a whole bunch of exploration and just kind of getting some new stuff. We managed to get a decent amount of Zanite to get the Zanite armor. We have a bunch of Zanite and Ambrosium just kind of hanging out. And yeah, so it was a good exploration type thing, but it is now back to crafting. So today, there's a couple things I want to do, and one of the big things is eat this heart. We have 4 lives. Yeah, I don't want to run out of lives. That's something I think I'm going to start working on, getting more lives rather than getting more stuff. But we'll kind of play by ear. But anyways, we need to do just more quests. That's the bigger thing. But I'm kind of waiting until I can complete this guy. In order to do this, we're going to need a lot of quartz, nether quartz, and the best way to get nether quartz, because this is not that fast. That while it's 177 nether quartz, it's like, what is that, 40 blocks? Yeah, it's not that much. So we're going to want to do something different about that, and so we're going to start working towards getting the quartz seeds, the quartz essence seeds from magical crops. That would be better. These guys are much better than the quartz menthium. I showed this last time, or the time before, one of the two, but these guys will give you quartz essence, which it is 9 of them to make 8 nether quartz, which is 2 blocks, versus the quartz menthium gives you quartz anthemum or something like that, gives you quartz shards, which 9 to get 1 nether quartz. So we want the seeds. Now in order to do that, we're going to need to do a lot of stuff, and we'll get there. We're going to start working on it today, and one of the big things that we need to do, one of the biggest parts of this is, one, we have the Crucio Essence. That is a bit of a pain, but not too bad. We're gonna kind of cheese that a little bit. But the harder part is we need dense nether ore, which requires a pressure chamber. As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen any dense nether ore in the nether so far, so we're going to need the pressure chamber. So we're going to need to get into pneumatic craft today, and that's the plan. So before we jump into that, I want to go ahead and make some things. So I want to make more capacitor banks. We're gonna make the next tier of capacitor banks the vibrant capacitor bank. So I was cooking up in here some dark steel, which we'll need in a moment. So 2 capacitor banks plus a double layer plus the electrical steel gives you the normal capacitor bank, and then one of these with some dark steel, a noctactic capacitor, and if we just pop this guy off for a moment, our capacitor bank will give us a vibrant capacitor bank. Now, we did just lose all of that energy. Oh well. Not too concerned about that, but there we go. That is a quest, and this guy is going to start gaining a lot of energy. So that is a quest in Delta. Oh my gosh. There we go. So let's take a reward bag, and we'll put that back, and just let that start getting charged. That's how we're going to start charging our jetpack from now on. It's going to be nicer. So let's get the quartz seeds back up. We got a greater reward bag for that, which is kind of cool. What is stuck? Really? Sulfur dust is full. Alright, so we need 2 obsidian. I'm going to throw all this sulfur dust into this guy over here. Wow, that was empty. Well, I say empty, but it wasn't that empty. So let's grab our upgrade template, and looks like we have something else that needs voided. Eventually, I'm going to make a bunch of these, but we'll get there. So let's go ahead and put that on there, and everything's good. So we're probably going to need one for arrows here soon, but we'll worry about that later. So yeah, now the next thing we need to start working on, and we could also do some of the thermal expansion metals now. That might not be a bad idea to do. We might work on that quest today, but I want to focus on pneumaticraft. So first of all, in order to get into pneumaticraft, we need to make compressed iron. So in order to do that, we're going to want tiny TNT. And I'll show off why in a little bit. So that's just 2 gunpowder and 2 Certus quartz. Easy enough. 2 gunpowder, and then we'll also need yes, portal. We'll also need a lever. So this is going to be pretty easy to do, but before we do this, I want to take the nether quartz. We're going to put this down. We're going to grab some soul sand. And even though I don't plan on growing this ever again, I do want to duplicate the quartz menthium seeds. So we'll get these guys down. We'll get the quartz menthium seeds there, and it's fertile and can grow. Now I want to grab... where... do I have my... yes, I do. Of course I do. I want my watering can, and we'll just go ahead and get this to grow. I don't really care too much about it. I just want it to grow so that I can get... wow, this is going to take forever to grow, evidently. I just want to duplicate this seed. And does this pack have clippers? It does. We could use clippers, but that's not a guaranteed, unless they're 10-10-10. So we're not going to do that. Just do this, and we're going to stand here for a moment. So the thing we did 2 episodes ago was we made a whole bunch of thermal expansion machines. And the reason we did that was to make 1 item. We did a whole bunch of the quests just because why not, but it's all just to make 1 item. So we have 2 seeds now. Yes. Let's take this up and we'll self-touch those. And I'll go ahead and put both of these in here plus the product. Sure, why not? The soul sand in here, yes. Cool. So, we did a whole bunch of work to try to get the fluid transposer and the magma crucible. So these are the 2 machines that we're going to want to set up today. It doesn't really matter as long as they're touching. So we can put them here and here. And then we just have to do right click this guy, tell it to accept from the bottom, and this guy to output to the top. Easy enough. So since these guys are charging up, this guy's getting drained, it's whatever. Now what we want to do is we want to make Translocation Plate. This guy. Yes, Translocation Plate. So this requires a bucket of resonant ender on a plate frame, which is just some signalum, some invar, and some hardened glass or fused quartz. So let's get some of this stuff together. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 ender pearls. Magma crucible. This is all we need the magma crucible for right now. Let's go ahead and do some quests up until the one part, the signalum. So we'll get back to the pneumaticraft stuff here in a moment. So back to Delta. Yes. So we need to make electrum. So we need 12 electrum, which is gold and silver. I believe it is 6 of each. Will give us what we need. Do I have any more silver over here? No. So can I get some gravel or something? Compressed gravel. Let's get like 7 of those. And we'll get this going. So, for the time being, let's just take the block. Actually, we're going to take the block out. And we're going to just store, most of these. So, we could do this in the smeltery. It's going to be easier right in here. Alloys only. So, electrum. Easy enough. So there's a quest. So we have the electrum. We're going to get reward bag. And now we need to make signalum. So, signalum, we need 12 of it anyway. Might as well make all 12, if we can. Unfortunately, signalum is a little bit expensive for us. Because it requires... So we can make it straight in the alloy smelter. So, we need 3 sets of this. So we need 3 silver, 9 copper, and 30 redstone. The 30 redstone is what's going to be a pain. So, let's see, 9 copper, 3 silver. Also, we can put the electrum in here. We're going to need some more invar as well. So let's get 2 blocks. Okay, let's get like let's see, 8 and 16. That'll make a decent amount of invar. We'll go ahead and put that in here. And now we just need a whole bunch of redstone, which we have a decent amount of redstone ore. We have a little bit. I'd like to... Yeah, let's go ahead and grind up a little bit of this. So I want to make sure we don't have any more, like, silver. Ooh, this is full. Let's take those out. And the iron. So these guys can go here. We'll grind up the redstone because that will be a decent amount of redstone. And there's a bunch of invar which we're going to need in a moment. So we put this, and 30 redstone. And once that is done, we will get our stuff. So we need 4 for the translocation plate, but we'll get the rest of it anyways. So we're gonna need something like this with hardened glass. And let's actually come over here. We're gonna take the redstone out. And do something like that, just to try to make this a little bit better so it doesn't spill out any of the stuff, but we'll worry about it later. I'll clean that up here in a moment. Let's see, we have our 12 signalum, and that is yet another quest. The next one is lumium. We'll worry about that later. That's not important right now, so we just need to take our 4 signalum. And we'll put the rest of the signalum in here. We'll put it there for right now. Actually, we could do signalum, because signalum nuggets are going to be a thing that we're going to need every once in a while. We have an epic. Ooh, awesome. I like epic reward bags. Let's take everything out. And let's see, flint goes in there. Okay, it didn't disappear at first, so I was wondering. I really need to get sifting taken care of relatively soon, because that's going to allow us to basically do all these quests without like any fear at all. So I want like 2 blocks of iron, 18. That should be enough for right now. We'll see. Put that in there, and we need either fused quartz or hardened glass. Now, do we have either of those? I don't see any. That is thickened glass. Not quite the same. Okay, so we're going to have to make some fused quartz or hardened glass for this translocation plate. Hardened glass, can we make that an alloy smelter? Yes. We just need some obsidian and lead. I think we can handle that. So, 1 lead ingot and I believe 1 obsidian. If we pulverize it, sag mill, we get 4. Yes, I believe this is what we need. And I think we're going to get an extra piece, but we just do this. That takes a second. There's the 4 obsidian, we do this, and it makes our glass. Yeah, we get 2 glass for that. It's kind of okay. It doesn't really matter to me right now. We're going to need hardened glass for other things later. So there is the plate frame, and then we just pop up over here. And in here, we just do this, and now we have a translocation plate. That is the next step. So, the next thing we need to do is we're going to take some cobblestone, and we don't really have to go far. But I just want to come out here just a little bit. We're going to put this guy here. And do something like so. And actually we want to make it double thick. And we're going to put torches on the side. So I want to make sure that this is well lit. Alright, cool. We have a lever. And you know what? We're going to use our item dislocator. Actually we can't. Actually I can. So we throw all of this stuff on the ground. Okay. I've got to do this a different way. So I just kind of want to make sure that this structure stays together. So in order to make compressed iron, which is what's required for pneumaticraft, there's only 2 ways to make it. One is a pressure chamber, which requires compressed iron, and the other is by using an explosion to make. You use an explosion to make the compressed iron. Now there is a little bit of loss from this method, but it's not that bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some tiny TNT down. We're going to throw a bunch of iron in here as well. Or we're going to lose it. Oh, that's fun. So we just lost that iron. That's a bummer. Oh well. What we can do is we can get a little bit more of cobblestone, like so. And iron isn't that much of an issue. We can get quite a bit of it pretty quickly if we need to, but let's actually get a little bit more. We have 20. Yeah, let's just do this. How much more do we have? We have 12. So 28. There's 7. This will get us 2 more blocks. Unless we have more in the other place, which we can look here in a second. So more iron. I just lost 18 iron. That's kind of a bummer. So there we go. This will give us 2 blocks again. How much do we have over here? We have 15. So let's take all this. And I actually want to make sure something. So we don't need the translocation plate anymore. We need pressure chamber. So pressure chamber, we need a couple of things. So we will need a pressure chamber wall. We'll need 1 set of those. So that's 8. That should be enough because we need 3. We're going to want 1 window, which is going to require some vibrant alloy. So I think we should be good with just like 16 or so. Air pump? No, air compressor. Yeah, we should be good for like 16, 20-ish. Let's go with the 2 stacks plus 2. Or not 2 stacks, but yeah, let's go with like 20. I think that'll be good. So we'll come over here and we're gonna toss it down like so. Actually, you know what? No. Let's turn our magnet on and we're gonna pick up all that stuff. We're gonna go above our actual platform because that makes a lot more sense. So let's climb a ladder because it's gonna be quicker. And we'll just do this kind of in midair because it doesn't really matter. Tiny TNT. The reason I'm using that is because it does not break as many blocks as most other things. So we'll come out here, about here. That looks good. We'll get like a 3x3. Cool. And all the stuff will be down there, so it doesn't really matter. So tiny TNT doesn't break as many blocks as normal TNT, which is kind of the whole point. And again, alright, so I accidentally picked up something else. What did I pick up? Nothing, okay. I'm having so much trouble with this tiny TNT. Let's make the platform a little bit bigger. Let's make it like a 5x5, and we'll just toss the stuff directly down or something. I don't know. But the tiny TNT shouldn't destroy as many blocks as normal TNT, which is kind of, it's not as big of an explosion. Kind of the point. I don't really need a big explosion. So I just need a tiny little explosion. So let's toss that all there, and we'll hit that. And we'll get a nice little poop. And did we get none? What? Maybe tiny TNT doesn't work. Let's look at the quest book, because there is a section on this. So let's jump to Epsilon. Yeah, you won't get it all back, but we only need a little bit, so I don't know why that didn't work. So we have another 20 right here. Let's make actual gunpowder, an explosion. I think it's 5. And we'll need some sand. And I think it's like this. Right? No, it's the other way around. So 4 and then 5. No? What's TNT? The recipe's been changed, evidently. Ew. Alright, so we need 4 signalum, a red alloy, and some gunpowder. Well, we have the signalum. Let's go ahead and compress this sand back. We just need another piece of iron with a little bit of redstone, which, do I have redstone? No, it's over here. And I want to do this quickly because it's getting night and we might have some mobs spawn up above. Now we could also use creepers, I do believe, but that's incredibly risky. I don't really want to do that. So let's make some TNT. This is a lot of redstone. Alright, so that works, I guess. This is backed up because it took some cobblestone. Actually, no, okay. I don't think there's anything else that could suck up the compressed iron, so hopefully that's not the issue. I don't think it is, but it could be, I guess. So let's put a torch. We're gonna put some more blocks down. Oh, hey, we have some more cows. Cool. So, TNT, lever, and our 20 iron. And there we go. So we got 17 back. That might be enough. That might just be enough to make what we need to. So hopefully it is. There is a quest that we completed, so let's go ahead and do that. And now we can actually get into mechanism, but that's terrifying. Pressure chamber. So it wants us to make a whole bunch of stuff. I don't really care to make. Actually, we're gonna make most of this. Actually, we're gonna make all of this stuff except for the interface. That's not something we're gonna make right now. We can relatively soon. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. But let's just do pressure chamber. So the chamber walls are the first step, and those are 8. There we go. We have 16 of those, and I want to make sure that this says yep. Okay. So what do we get? Good. Not bad. Okay, so the next thing we need to make is the chamber valve, which requires some electrical steel and this pressure tube, which is just glass and some more stuff. We should have electrical steel. Cool. So one of these, and I think we don't have enough, do we? All right, so there's the chamber valves. We can use that to make the window. Does it have to be fuse quartz? Okay. So let's get that taken care of. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is out of power again. I'm not entirely sure why. We'll just turn that off. I don't want that to be on for right now, because it's trying to give that more stuff. So fuse quartz. And we'll want some more vibrant. 2, 3, 4. But before we make the, I guess we already made the fuse quartz. I was gonna say before we do that, let's see, make sure it doesn't take the others. So we only need 1 valve. We're gonna need like a couple of pipes, but we don't have enough for the air compressor. I guess it's an OR. But air compressor requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we only have 3. So unfortunately we lost a little bit too much. Which is a bummer, but not much we can do about that. So vibrant alloy, valves, and glass gives us some pressure chamber glass. And yeah, it detects all this stuff. That's good. So last thing we need to do, we need to make another thing of, I need more iron. We need to make another thing of the red alloy. We need a little bit more TNT. 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We need just a little bit more TNT, just so that we can make just a little bit more of the compressed iron. Don't need that much. And then we'll be able to make all the compressed iron we could ever want. And you'll see how momentarily. So let's do the same thing. But we don't have to go up as high. It doesn't really matter. It's not that big of an explosion. And that should be good. I will have to remember to grab all of the cobblestone that's in there. And we just do something like this. And spiders. I'm glad that wasn't a creeper. A creeper could have ruined my day. So 11 iron, that should be enough. We can throw the TNT down. And boom. Alright, I want to break those before we have any issues. And we have 11. Cool. Now we gotta take the cobblestone out of here and we're good. So this should give us all of the stuff we need to make the compressor, except for we need another diamond furnace. So that's 4 diamonds, 8 gold, 8 iron. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are really low on diamonds. So the sooner we can do all this, the better. I'm going to need a little bit more iron. 27, 28. Let's get this going. And yeah. So unfortunately mobs can spawn really close to you in this mod pack because of blood moons and all that kind of stuff. I think they just naturally spawn really close to you as well, which really sucks when it's a creeper, because creepers can one-shot you. It doesn't really matter what you're wearing. If it's a John Cena creeper, it can one-shot you. So we'll do this. We'll get our iron. That's why I kind of stay away from that. I want to see what these cows are. Molten adamantite. That's not adamantite. And molten zinc. Nah, not bad. Not really that good. Or anything like that. I still need to go get more blaze rods for the alchemy catalyst, I think. I think that's what I need the blaze rods for. But we should have here in a moment more stuff. And we should be able to go ahead, and I believe if we want the furnace, it's compressed cobblestone. So we're going to need some compressed cobblestone. We're also going to need a little bit of glass, but it's 2. There's 8, and we'll need... Actually, I'll take the glass out of here just to use it up. 4. Alright, so here is the furnace. Grab this, put one guy back, and make iron furnace, gold furnace, diamond furnace, and then air compressor. Cool. So we also need to make the pressure chamber interface. If we look at the recipe for that, it's just a chamber wall with a hopper. So we're going to wait on that for just a moment. I want to make the pressure chamber first. And honestly, we can do that right here. So it's just... actually, I want to do 1, 2, 3... Yeah, something like this. And I don't really care about those blocks, but I do care about these blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop down here and do one of these. I really can't wait until we get into our new base kind of permanently. So something like this. And we don't have enough. 2. Let's do actually this. 1, 2, 3. Chamber valve right there. And put a chamber wall. We can put a window there as well. You want to? It's basically it's a 3x3 hollow, and I realize I can put this into the ground, which I want to. So let's vein miner that. Break these guys. And I guess we're going to do that again. So we still need one more. Oh my god, so much redstone that I've lost because I haven't done enough. 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to save a little bit. So I believe this ring has to be like so. Glass, glass, glass. Valve. Break this guy. Yeah, I need literally like 3 more, and I can have this. So glass, with a torch on top, and this is going to be glass. Cool. So, and then back here we're going to have this, and the air compressor. Right here. So cool. And once we have this sealed, once we have this formed, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be teleporting items in. We're going to put this down, and we're going to put this guy like this, not like that. I believe I can wrench him and change his direction. And can I click him empty hand maybe? Or do I need a multimeter? I might need a multimeter. So let's go get one of those. It's a conduit probe. I thought I had multimeters coming in. I have to remember how to affect this. So how this works is anything, if we throw a piece of cobblestone, it's teleported. Now right now, I don't know how far it's being teleported. Which is not something I want to know. Like, it's not something I want to just kind of leave as. Does this say, shift for details, use a multimeter while sneaking to configure. So we need a multimeter. Multimeter. I thought we were getting these from this guy. But I don't see any, so I guess not. Okay. Well, do we have... Let's see, we have some redstone. We need 3 of these. 1 silver. How much silver do I have? I have 3. There's 4. My inventory is an absolute mess. Break that. And this will allow me to finish up the silver and actually have some silver. So copper, silver, plus 10 of these will give us the signalum. Let's see, I need a little bit more iron. Let's just basically take all the iron I can. But once we have this, I can get a no-loss method of getting... Oh yeah, there's a slime island over there. I forgot about that. Yeah, basically as soon as we get this, I can get a no-loss version of compressed iron for the rest of the time. So that is something I sincerely want. So let's see, we have red alloy ingot, we have 13 iron, let's see, we have our signalum, throw that in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, signalum, gunpowder. I lost my lever last time, so looks like we're making a new one of those. Can I use that? Nope. Alright, so let's just do the same thing as we did before. Come up to like here, and do something like that. Cool. So doesn't really matter to me. This is going to be pretty temporary, so we'll just do a 3x3 because I don't care as much this time. I kind of want this to be destroyed. We'll put the TNT, see lever, TNT, iron, flip the switch, pop down here, take care of that, get our compressed iron, and now we can make the walls. We can finish up this guy and actually get some stuff done. So it'll form, and yeah, so now we can see inside of it. What I want to do is we're going to want some coal, and we're just basically going to pressurize this guy. So too much pressure and it'll explode. That's not good, and I believe this is the pressure that will explode. But we can put these guys in there. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for that. And while we're waiting on that to get some stuff, I'll kind of explain how this works. So we have a pressure chamber. If you know anything about airflow, basically you can compress air, and you get pressure. Pressure does different things. You can make compressed iron. You can make whatever. There's a lot of things you can do with that. And all it is you basically you remove the space between it. You remove the empty space in air. You basically vacuum out the nothingness, sort of. It's hard to explain, but basically what we're doing is we're compressing air in here, and we're making this guy have pretty high pressure. This is currently at half a bar, which basically means that oh, that's what it's doing. This is pumping air into here, so there's more air, so that there's more pressure. And the way this works is the entire system is these pipes and this compressor and this valve is all contained. There is no place for the air to escape. That's why we need this pressure chamber wall and the special windows and all that kind of stuff. There's no way for the air to escape. It's airtight. So we're going to build up pressure in here. And now here's the thing. This item will allow us to teleport items into here once we configure it with the multimeter. So we can teleport items straight into here, and then we can pick them up with our item dislocator. And that's the key to this. So we do that, and what that allows us to do is we'll never have to open this guy up. Typically you have to use the pressure chamber interfaces, these guys, which they will import and export the items, but they have to open. And the problem with that is they'll open for a little bit, but when they do, you'll lose air pressure. We'll never lose air pressure. This is self-contained. Once we get this up to about 5, there's ways we can make this a little bit safer. Security upgrade, which will prevent it from safety tube module. We could probably make that. In fact, I think I want to. What that will allow us to do is basically, yeah, let's go ahead and make that. And then we'll make the multimeter and get that taken care of. So we need 4 gold and some other stuff. Some compressed iron. So this guy makes the pressure gauge. We need a pipe and 2 levers. I think we can handle this. I lost lever again. Huh. So pipe. So this is a safety tube module, which basically this is. I'm not going to be doing a lot of pneumaticraft because there's no reason for me to. But basically this allows you to emit a redstone signal based on the. Well, this will cut out the air pressure. It will actually open a valve if there's too much pressure. And since the pressure is uniform throughout the entirety of the system, releasing that pressure will prevent things from exploding. It's nice. But we can use that to make the item security upgrade, which basically does the same thing. I hope. It should. I've messed around with this mod in Crash Landing, but it's updated since then. I think it's basically the same. I think a lot of the stuff is the same. I know plastic isn't, but I believe this is. Is there an in-game wiki? No, for install the... Yeah. But we can put that in this guy. And now... upgrades. Yeah, so security, built-in safety tube. So now if it gets to the 5, it won't actually explode. So that was like... Let's do like 8 more. I don't want to waste the coal, but it doesn't really matter if we put too much coal in there. Goodbye, Mr. Pigman. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the multimeter. And let's step away from that. So, security upgrade, we have this guy. We just need a hopper, which is just some iron. We'll get that in a moment. So the multimeter. This is copper, lead, an electrum gear, and electrum with a bunch of redstone. So we need 16 redstone. We have that. Nearly. Close enough that I'm not going to worry about it. So we need an electrum gear. So just do this. Turn this guy off. Turn that guy on. That's the gear. I can tell. I can see it. We'll throw that in there. Do we have one more redstone yet? No. So I can always go get more redstone ore. Let's just actually use this one. We need a bunch of iron. Do I have more iron? I do. So let's do this some more. And yeah, hopefully we can get a decent amount of iron. So that I can do all the stuff I want. But we'll see kind of how things work out. So there's 6. And get one more of these. And that is 9. You know what? Let's just go ahead. Do this. So we have the gear. Let's turn that off. We take the gear. We need 2 copper, 2 lead. And then what was the other thing? This is electrum with the iron ingots. So, do we have some more iron? No. Nothing. We have nothing anymore. Let's go ahead and... Wrong one. Pulverize this. So, we get all the stuff we need. Once we make the multimeter, we can start making the compressed stuff. So, alright, this will be here in just a second. Cool. So, there is the iron. We need 2 of these surrounded by this. Cook that up. Now we need a single piece of electrum. We can also throw that in there. And I guess it does matter, but it doesn't. So this, copper, lead. There's the multimeter. So what we do, this guy kind of tells you basically config stuff, but you can configure these guys. So this is going 16 that direction. We want to go 2. So 1, 2. I do believe. Let's see. If I throw that in there, it's now inside. And if we had iron, it would turn into compressed iron if this is high enough. So that is almost high enough for pretty much anything. Now, to get back to where we was going with all of this, if we want, so one, I can put all this stuff away. I don't really need it right now. I don't really need it at all, to be honest. So I'm going to put it in here, except I need one of these. Because I almost forgot about the other thing I was making. So we need 5 iron, 5, and 8 of these. So we can make a hopper, so that we can make a pressure chamber interface. So that should be this quest. We're going to claim the reward, and it's going to want us to do other things. We'll get to this stuff later. This is to do with plastic and making capacitors and circuit boards and stuff like that. That will be much later. It's a little bit more complicated, but yeah, we can go ahead and take that out. I don't need to send it all the way to 5, but it's good enough. Let's put that in there, and let's see, we can put that in there. The iron for right now. We'll need more of that later, but let's turn this guy off, throw this off the side, because I don't need that. And we have another good reward bag. Alright, so the last thing I want to do real quick is what we were working towards. So the whole reason we made this pressure chamber is to make the quartz seeds, and to get the quartz seeds we need dense nether quartz ore. That is 5 each. We need 20 nether quartz ore. Okay, so now we can actually do this in practice. So we just take this, we toss those in, and they'll pop into existence. We call them out, and there's our 4 dense nether quartz ore. So that was basically it. That's all that work just for that. So let's grab, I need Minicio seeds. Actually, what I'll probably do is I'll take those and I will duplicate them. But the only other thing we're going to need is Crucio Essence, which is a lot of essence. But it requires the regular infusion stone, which requires the weak one, which requires a block of terra steel, and the alchemy catalyst. So I'm going to go to the nether. I'm going to find some more blazes and kill them. And I'm also going to try to make the rest of the terra steel, and I'm going to duplicate another Minicio seed, just so that we have extras. And next time we will start looking at making the quartz seeds and the alchemy catalyst and all that kind of stuff, and kind of go from there. There's a couple of things I want to do. We might try to get the farming station up. Ooh, wow, we have 4 tactics, 15, 9. We might want to try to get the agricraft farming station. This guy. That is going to be kind of a pain, so we'll start working towards that, I think. I don't think that'll be too bad, but it is going to require a lot of energetic alloy. Everything else seems pretty easy, and then these guys are a pain. We're going to need, let's see, a lot of these, which requires a lot of electrical steel and a lot of conductive iron, which unfortunately means a lot of redstone, because that's a 1-to-1. So at the very least we'll make the quartz seeds, and I can start farming those up, and maybe I might manually tin those, just because I want a lot of quartz. And hopefully here soon we can start sifting. So I'll see how much I can build with that. And honestly, I did all this work to get a lot of quartz. I think we might start building that next time. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But anyways, we got the pressure chamber. We are going to get the quartz seeds next time regardless. So that's the important thing. We'll figure everything else out for next time later. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!